Holy cow. Welcome to Donnie's Hangout Adventures, and this is more of a follow-up video from yesterday. I probably should have waited to do that video, more than likely. I should have waited, close to 24 hours.
Emotions were high.
Emotions were a little high. I stand by what I say, about 80% of it. I stand by what I say. The woman is a meth head. She does have a long...
There's been no posts about a happy reunion.
And she does have a long rap sheet record, and there's been no post on Facebook about a happy reunion. So, none of that. I stand by all that. I completely stand by it.
It would be nice if she were to, post happy pictures.
That would have been nice to see, happy pictures.
That would have melted our hearts.
That would have melted our hearts, and it would have been a good story. Unfortunately, that's not the case with this. It's not a great story in and of itself. I think the officer who was here, I'm not going to say what his job title is on the police force. We know who the officer was. And the one thing about Ottumwa, I don't know if people know this, there is some good policemen. I've dealt with some good ones in the past. There's some really shady ones. And if you've been living in Ottumwa as long as I have, in the 80s and 90s, do you remember how crooked Bobby Jordan it was and his crooked dealings he did? And he did a lot. He got away with a lot. There's a lot he didn't get away with. So, and here's something else. We thought, me and my wife, we thought it was strange at the time with this officer, trying not to say his name and all that. I shouldn't even said what sex he was, but it's that's already out there. So we thought it was strange that this officer said that the only proof that they need, we thought this was hinky at best, is photos. That's the problem we had with it. Photos. A lot of Chihuahuas, especially from the same litter or even different litters, a lot of Chihuahuas, especially this breed of a Chihuahua, and the color of it, or him, I should say, a lot of them going to look alike. A lot of them. Look at Schnauzers. There's a lot of Schnauzers that look alike. We sort of have a cat, sort of. Cats are their own entity. They pretty much do whatever. It comes in sometimes at night or during the day, and we feed it and give it water. But anyway, it's an all-black cat. So let's say, we could say, whoa, the cat comes up missing. And then we say, well, this cat here, we have pictures of it. Doesn't mean it's the same cat. It doesn't mean it's the same cat. Okay, I'm really rambling here, and I'm trying to get to the point here. And I'm getting a little off base. What I was saying was the officer said that the woman had proof. What proof? Pictures? That's not great proof. That's not a lot of times judges won't even take pictures in court. They really won't, because it's not the greatest evidence to have in said cases unless you can prove it. So she had pictures and vet records. Okay, vet records is good if it's the same dog. But we never saw that. We never saw the said evidence. This is sort of going against the law. This is the officer even said that was the law, and I quote, all they need to show is pictures and vet records. No, actually, you just broke a law. Actually, you're breaking laws that's in all 50 states. You can even look this up You can even look this up on AmericanHumane.org. This is a law that's been around.
It's essential they're scanned for a microchip.
It's been around for quite a few years, actually.
It's been highlighted too on their website.
It's been highlighted on their website, and it's an absolute law that dogs are supposed to be chipped.
Yeah, it's absolutely essential.
It's essential to have your dog
because
chipped.
If they do have a chip, you can't fake a chip.
I think it's almost becoming a state law at this point.
If it ain't, it's close.
If it's not, it's
with the technology.
It's darn close as it is. You know, it's like on vehicles. You're required, and if you don't do it, you could get arrested and maybe lose your license. In most states, you're required to have insurance. That's the way it's going with this microchip. That I think it would help cut down on strays. Would it get rid of strays? No, but it would help cut down on strays. And of course, this officer said, well, they don't need to do the microchip. But what if the dog doesn't have a microchip? That's a good question. That's a good thing. That's a good question in itself. We don't know. We do not know. We tried to feel for the chip when we had the dog, but we couldn't feel it because sometimes you can't always feel them because sometimes they sort of move around, especially depending how old the dog is. We guessing maybe it's a couple years old at best, maybe 3 years old. Peanut Butter wasn't a very old dog. You know, that's another thing that struck me funny. I don't know if I mentioned this on my video yesterday, but that struck me funny. Chihuahuas are in the top 25 breeds of smartest dogs. That sort of struck me funny. The officer said that the woman called her dog Chico. But that dog had no reaction when the officer said Chico. I don't know. That struck me in a weird way, struck me funny. He responded to what we call him, Peanut Butter, but he didn't have any reaction towards Chico.
I wonder, he might have shown more of a response to BoJack too.
Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't heard from BoJack guy on this.
No, we haven't. We haven't heard from him. I don't know about that one. That one's a little bit weird too. That was a little bit weird too. But the dog had no reaction whatsoever. I think that maybe this woman, it's possible she could be strung out on her methness.
Or it does look similar to
maybe the similar dog that she thought it looked like that dog, and I don't think it's her dog. I don't think it's her dog.
I think he'll get loose in time.
I think he could get loose again. He very well could. It's very well possible. And just hopefully he doesn't get hit and run over. And if so, this officer, I'm trying to say his name, I'm trying to keep that private as possible because I don't want them to come back to me.
And her name private.
And trying to keep her name private too in all of this clusterfuck of a mess. It really is. It's a complete clusterfuck of a mess.
Bring back proof.
We just want proof that it's her dog. Because we don't think it is. We don't think it is. And the officer broke several laws as it is, right, just standing in our apartment. He broke several laws. There's got to be more proof than just pictures. There's got to be more proof than vet records. No, that ain't enough proof. You have to do the chip. You're supposed to take him into the vet to have it chipped, the scan for the chip. Some bigger towns, I'm sure Ottumwa does not have this because we're so behind on technology in Ottumwa, especially our hospital. We're so behind on the times that in bigger cities, they can do it at the police station. But I'm damn sure that that's not here in our police station here in little bitty. What, babe?
If it is, they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, if it is, they don't want to be bothered with
He
it.
He wouldn't spend the time to take him into the vet to be scanned.
Yeah, she'll take a time to take what, 10 minutes?
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't take long. Wouldn't take long at all. And this whole thing smells of rotten eggs. It really, really does. It just does. It feels off kilter. I don't understand this at all. I really, really don't. I just wanted to do a follow-up video. Will I do another video after this? Probably not. I'll have to see which way the wind blows. I'll have to see which way the wind blows if I decide to do another video or not. I was going to explain this to Mom, but I had an argument with her over the phone, so I guess the only way that Mom's going to find out is if she watches my videos. That's the only way she's going to find out, because she jumped to conclusions because I didn't want to tell her over the phone when some things are best said in person. So anyway, that's a whole other mess. We've had an incredible last 24 hours, as you can see.
On very little sleep.
I'm going on 2 hours of sleep.
You missed your cuddle buddy.
And I missed the cuddle buddy dog, so I'm going to try to get some sleep as I end this video because I'm becoming really, really loopy. You know what? That's all, folks.